All right, welcome to another man's point of view. This is your host, the Space Luchador, and today I got a little video that was suggested to me by YouTube. And I like the title. What makes them come back? Well, let me show you what I mean when I say well. That's why I make my videos are really long, but I'm trying to cut them down. I really am. So this is one. It's going to be an attempt at that. Um, All right, so what makes them come back? Well, it's this simple. What they come back because whatever they thought they were going to do better than you, they could not. They failed. So, believe it or not, they had to come back to your sorry ass. That's the straight up fact and answer, just like that. All right? Now this works both ways. Guys go and leave the woman, right? Because they think they could do better. Turns out they suck. Come right back. Right? Women, same thing. So you obviously know, do the math, and now you got your answer. But we're gonna see if she is anywhere near um, close to what I'm saying, right? Although I'm gonna show you, I can show the deep. It really is deep, but it's psychological. It really is. And predictable as hell. That's why I always say, right? It is chess, not checkers, right? If you understand this, what I just said, just like that, then you can see, right? Or you could at least have the choice that you don't have to go back begging. Or if you're on the other side, you don't have to take them back, right? While they're doing their failing because they left you high and dry, you could be getting better, right? So when they do come back, and they will, right? Now you got the now you got the pieces. Now you got the rules, right? Now you get to set the shit, right? When they come back. But anyways, let's see what she has to say.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about what makes someone come back after rejecting you or breaking up with you,
Let's see.
really just not wanting to be with you anymore. I get a ton of questions about this in my emails, DMs, comments, you name it, every single day. Courtney, she broke up with me, but she came back a year later and wants to be with me now. Or she rejected me and then came back a couple months later. What's going on? And a lot of you are very
Here's the answer to that. If it's a she, because there ain't no such thing as a woman cheater. Now let me explain. Okay, because I know, oh, what do you mean? They cheat all the time. No, what they do is jump ship. Now, once you understand what I'm saying, they jump ship. Okay, but they can't just do it like I just said it, right? They jump ship. They're getting ready to jump ship while they're still on your sorry ass ship, which is sinking, by the way, which is why they jump ship. But they can't jump to the other ship until the captain says, well, let's go, right? Because then this guy would be like, why are you taking all your shit on my ship? Right? I only needed you for for like a week or a weekend. But anyways, that's not here or there. But that's what it is. It really is. So when that happens, right? When she finally leaves, it takes a damn year, right? When she took all her shit, that guy that guy finds out now her, right, or she is now his new problem, which in turn, because it didn't cost him, remember he pirated it. Obviously, he can care less. Be like, you know what, you need to move on, babe, because you were just the side. But anyways, that's what it is. Okay, so they come back to your ship when they realize it didn't really sink. It took water. It did. Right? And it damn near sank. But you're still there. You're alive. So they come back a year later. It's that simple. And there's no one to blame because it's the matrix. It's the system. That's just the way it is. And that's the way it works. But again, if you can master it, not only can you prevent it, but if you happen to, for whatever reason, lag it and it happens to happen, then you know what to do in any situation. That's where I come into play and show you this, right?
very confused about why this happened. So I'm going to do my best to explain it today. I'm going to go over some different scenarios that might be
All
the
right.
case, and kind of give you guys a little breakdown. So let's get started. Number one, you're doing well and she noticed. This one is a tale as old.
Yep. Like I said. And here's what's crazy about that. And I don't want to give all my stuff out, but just this was crazy. That yes, it's because you're doing well, right? That she comes back, but it's almost like you got to understand it. It's like it's almost like she did you a favor, because you wouldn't have done well had she not left. And again, and that's what's easy about it, but hard to accept because it's just kind of like it's a system. Like I said, you just got to understand what's really going on.
Old as time. This is the one I see most commonly on social media. I see
Yep.
talked about the most in movies and just really
Yep.
online in general. I think this one happens a lot. So, say
Yeah.
you posted about a new job you got, and then all of a sudden the next day she's in your inbox or in your text messages asking you how you're doing and hoping to meet up for a drink. Again, a tale as old as time. And I'm not even going to discriminate
See,
here
there you
and
go.
say that women are the only ones that do this. Men do this too. Every single guy I have
Um,
ever dated.
Men do it a little different. Men, I'll give you an example, right? Like it's like, and again, these are just the simple answers. 'Cause I don't want to get really deep into it. Just want to give you an example of what you're gonna learn with the space luchador, right? With men, it's more of, well, let's say she got a little chubby, right? Um, or she ain't doing the makeup or the high heels or all the stuff that turns you on, right? All of a sudden you're out of the picture. Guess what? She has to present herself to for the ability, to get fished. So she's gonna put all the extra shit so that she can be noticed by other fishermen. And guess what? It works on you because you're a fisherman too, right? So of course you're gonna come back trying to fish it because it's the one that got away. And now it's looking just a little bit juicier. So there you go. Another quick example from the space luchador.
Has done this to me. Like clockwork, they always come back. It happens every.
Now, what have I been saying? Clock work, which means it is so fine tuned that you could clock it like clockwork. Remember, listen to them, and you'll find the answers. What you're really looking for. She knows it and understands it perfectly. All women do, right? They just don't tell you how it works.
every time. So I'm not going to say this video is for men or women specifically because I think it's for everyone. So maybe she
Yep,
broke up with you or she
universal.
turned you down, and then all of a sudden she's reaching out to see how you're doing. It's probably because she sees that you're doing just fine without her, or you're doing really.
That's the killer. That's the one. If you're gonna do any of them, that's the one. It's the one that where they realize that with them being gone, you actually, or they kind of find out they were the ones holding you back. So of course, now that they know this, they have to come back so they can pull you right down. I know how it sounds, but it is it is, all right. It just is. So let's continue. I
really
don't make
well
this
and
video
it
too long.
got her attention. She might regret her decision and realizes how great you are, and she comes creeping back in to see how you're doing, hoping that she can sneak her way back in. This is another really important reason why I always tell you guys, you can't control what happens to you, but you can control the way that you respond and react to it. So being able to handle.
What did I say earlier? See, even her, it's like clockwork, right? What did I say? You can't control some of the aspects of it, but you can respond to the action that's being used against you or the situation, right? Once you know and master what you're doing, you can manipulate it, right? As a matter of fact, you almost want some of this shit to happen once you understand it so that you can come back and position yourself to receive your blessing. If you've been paying attention to the space luchador, now you can see how everything's starting to connect, right? Or hopefully, at least.
handle situations in a respectful, mature, and graceful way makes you look better. And it's the most powerful thing that you can do in a situation that maybe didn't necessarily go your way, but you're still handling it well. This is so attractive to women. And I'm not telling you this to be manipulative or to trick her. I genuinely want you.
That now that's one of those that kind of it takes a lot to understand what she's actually saying there and accept it and know this from me, the space luchador. I'm telling you that what she said right there is literally the key to everything. However, I've been trying to, it's hard to explain it because I've actually tried, right, explaining it to guys and they're looking at me like I'm talking rocket science, right? But I kind of understand because it's like refusing to believe something that's so, um, it sounds like, it's like one of those things that you don't want to believe it because it's so fantastical, right? It kind of ends, it ends a lot of things or a lot of beliefs that you used to have, right? So you refuse to believe it because it cannot be that simple, right? And not only that, but it kind of again disturbs you in the sense that a lot of problems that you have are literally based on this premise that you refuse to believe because of guilt. It really is guilt and believing that it cannot be you're not worthy, right? In a sense. So listen to what you said, right? You said, and I'll rewind it on this one because it's a good point.
You're
Check it
still
out.
handling it well. This
Did you hear that? It's you're handling it well. So now let me explain. We probably don't even have to go through all the video to do this one, right? But check it out. Let's see if I don't botch it, right? So think of it as just another test to see if you can handle it, right? So she has to literally go to see if you sink or swim, right? Now understand, and I understand why it's so hard for guys to get that because the concept is crazy, right? Well, why? Why must she let me sink, right? To see why must she do all this heinous shit, right? Because that's how guys see it. So that to see if I can swim, because that's the purpose. Spoiler alert, right? That is the actual purpose. But again, it's something that it's just so simple that it kind of defies um, everybody's beliefs in general, right? But I get it. I mean, to me, it's crystal clear now. But again, it took me a long time, and a lot of theorizing and testing and to get to that conclusion, right? I can say it now willy nilly, but in all reality, it took me a long ass time and a lot of other puzzle pieces to get to that point. But now I see it so clearly, right? But there you go. That is what it is. You didn't sink. You survived. You're alive, right? That's what they see. And guess what? What's a survivor? What's a You took it. What? Oh man, now you get it. That's what it is. But again, um, I'll continue to do these, and you'll see they'll connect. You'll see that you'll start seeing the pattern. Hopefully,
is so attractive to women, and I'm not
there
telling you
you
this to
go.
be manipulative or to trick her. I genuinely want you to start reacting this way to everything in your life, not just with women,
Yes,
because it makes you look like a guy that has his life together, a guy who, can handle tough situations that are thrown at him, who
the
isn't going to
power.
freak out and cause a scene if he doesn't get his way.
Yep.
For example, here, maybe she ended things with you and you absolutely freaked out, you did not handle it well. It's only going to solidify.
Yeah, that means she's in danger. That means you might kill her. That means you might kill the other guy. That means you don't have what it takes to self control. You're a liability. Not like a liability in the sense of legal shit, right? But you are now become a danger, not only to yourself, but to her, which is the point. Right? Again, it's all like bundled in this big ass spider web.
By her decision to walk away from you and to not want to be with you, she's gonna be like, wow, thank goodness it didn't work out with that guy. He was crazy.
Did you see that? That's what I've been trying to say this whole damn time. Again, it's so simple that it's hard. But, I'm committed now, so I'm going to do this for all of you out there in TV land. I'm going to show you the true answers, the true question, the true questions you should be asking. I'm going to give you the cure, and it's like a new superpower that I'm giving, offering to all of you worthy, right, of taking the challenge of becoming the man you were meant to be, right? And as a bonus, obviously, you get the women, right? Um, you know, it is what it is. So there you go. Um, it really is a little like just do the math. I mean, she did. You showed a little bit of weakness. Now she has to destroy it, just like that. Um, then you react like a bitch, proving her point, just like she said. Now, now you gave her the green light to say yes, I made the right decision. Perfect call. This guy sucks. And there you go. You proved her point, right? And vice versa, right? The other way. What if you react like this? Well, well, I guess that sucks. And on to the next chicken line. And guess what? Now you got two, but you're not there yet. That's for our next level. So let's continue.
So the last thing you want to do is freak out or blow up her phone or be a jerk about it. Being able to keep your cool and signal to her that you'll be just fine without her
Yep.
is probably the best thing that you can do and is incredibly attractive. And the reason why is because it shows security in yourself and confidence, which we all know that the opposite sex loves. So again, just another point proven that
Just another point proven. Couldn't have said it better myself. But that's why that the classic what is that? The no contact rule. That's why that damn thing works. However, I will say this about the no contact rule. Um, it's not legitimate. It's a tactic, but it works because the actual um application of it. Again, it's hard to explain, but the actual act of it works because it just does. It's a primal thing. However, when you do it as a tactic, it's not legit, which is why it falls apart. But believe it or not, it works. It really does work up until the point that you use something that works, but because you didn't know what to do after that, that's where it falls apart. But I'm not going to get into the no contact for now. But that's where you can see again, it's connected. So let's continue.
acting clingy and needy and desperate is not the move and is not going to do you any favors. One thing I'll say here that I want all of you to keep in mind if this is something that has happened to you is if the only reason she's coming back around is because you got a really great new job that pays really well or you became YouTube famous.
I say it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. As a real man, you must understand that the fact is she came back. That's it. What you do after that is up to you. Do not take it personal. All right, now I know it's hard, but that's one of the keys of a real man, or I guess you can say the equivalent of it, a gentleman. Because you know what I mean. But I know where she's going. I predict it. It's like you must have values, right, or whatever. Because once a person left you, and she's gonna talk about love, maybe. Let me see.
Or whatever it is, if it's only for clout, I don't necessarily know if you should be so willing to accept
There
this
you go.
person back in your life if that's the only thing that they like you for. So be
There you go. But again, as a man, right? Doesn't matter what she likes you for. The fact is that she likes you, right? What? Imagine this, right? And I'm gonna give you this is a hypothetical, right? Because I thought about this too. I was faced with this dilemma. I say, what if a beautiful woman, right? That I love this woman, like damn, I just have to have her. She does some heinous shit for whatever reason, right? And she comes back because my only ability, right, or the reason she liked me was because I could fall on my face, right, like no one else, right? If that's the reason, like it shouldn't matter, right? With my point, it's a stupid ass example, but the point is, I wouldn't care what the reason is why she, the fact is she likes me for whatever. I would do it tenfold. Right? It's like an exchange. Like, I'll do what you like. You do what I like. That's it. It kind of just, it's harsh, but you kind of just, that's the way you kind of have to become, right? And I know there's a bunch of damn words to fight it, right? Shallow and you, this and it doesn't matter. There's a saying in Spanish, right? Right? It's like, what was it? El que no chilla no come, which means he who doesn't whine don't eat, right? Again, it's like it's about eating, and if it doesn't matter how you do it, is you get to eat is what matters. That's it. Which again, it just is. This is it. As raw as it's gonna get.
Be wary of this. Keep it in mind. Of course, this is not always the case. People do come back for genuine reasons, which I'll talk about later in the video. But
I don't know what the difference is. She comes back because she liked one little thing that you do or did, right, or got back or whatever. That's not genuine? Has to be, right? Even if it's a stupid reason. I don't see the difference there.
it's up to you whether or not you accept someone back in your life. And I do think there are instances where rolling out the red carpet and just letting them back into your life is probably
Now I know what she means there. Do not bend over and take immediately. No, no. Again, I said you got the rules. Right? Now you set the chips. Now it's my rules or the highway. Right? Oh, you want me back? Well, guess what? Remember, I used to cost $10 before. Now it's gonna cost you 20. That's how it works. But again, it's not malice shit. It's just you gotta be smart about it, right?
not the best option. So,
Try to skip
of
this
course,
damn
up to you at the
commercial.
end of the day, but just something to consider.
It's probably gonna be one of
I'm
those.
John Clare. I was born in Louisiana, but my parents and my family originally are.
I didn't
All
ask you.
right, scenario number 2 is that they couldn't find anything better. I have seen this happen.
What did I say at the beginning? I'm telling you again, it's so predictable. Well, at least for me, which is the problem, right? I guess some people don't want to. They refuse to believe. They think it's all random. They think it's chaos out there. They think that people have actually make intelligent choices. They don't. Right? It's all based off strictly out of the situation, right, that they're in, right? If you get two choices, one is your ass is screwed, and one is your ass is screwed, but just a little bit less, they'll go with just a little bit less because it's the better of the shitty ass options. That's just the way it is. Once again, but again, it's I get why people could go insane because when you actually wake up to the truth, and it's not all doom and gloom. I'm telling you, it's deeper and bigger, but you're not there yet. So I want you to start with this first, and then we're gonna get you to the good stuff. All right, but this is just like the again the tip. But there you go. Right again, said by a woman.
Way too many times, especially.
I will point this out. You notice women explain stuff better. Well, at least, or maybe it's me. I'm now. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm now in tune to what they say. Right. When guys try to explain it, it's all really aggressive. Right. A woman bash like these. That's what they do, and it's like it's backwards now. Like it seems like seems to just get it. And again, she does. Guess what? Because she's a two. All right, there you go. She gets it.
especially with the rise of social media, constant comparison online, too many options, feeling like you don't know if you made the right choice with the person that you're with. You name it, I've seen it, and it happens way too often. Maybe they felt like they were missing out or they were going to try to find something better. And then when they don't, they come crawling back to you because you're their second option. And I really
Yeah, you were plan B all along. It just it sucks, but it is. And here's what sucks. And I'm not advocating for nothing, but sometimes you need to plan B for plan B. Right? It just that's just the way it is, right? I didn't tell you the space switch was gonna give you, anything sugar coated. That's it, raw. It's the best way, anyways. It's the way you actually learn.
do think that this is perpetuated by our never satisfied tendencies and our lack of commitment that I
Yep.
see so commonly within modern dating. And to this, I would say, do you really want to be someone's second choice?
No. But here's the thing. um, here's the thing. You don't want to be second choice when it suits you. But let's just say, for argument's sakes, right? Because again, the space laws are not absolute. Well, on some things I am absolute, but not when it comes to getting what you want. Remember, one of my early videos, some of the early ones at least, my podcast, I was talking about a man can have anything if he is willing to sacrifice. Again, you got to understand that when I say stuff like that, there's a duality to them, and it's deeper than you think, and it's you're actually looking into something that is beyond 3D chess. This is 4D chess, and you got to let me show you. Let me give you an example of what I mean. It's a tool. A man can have anything if he's willing to sacrifice. Doesn't mean if he's willing to pay. It doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice. It means, are you willing to sacrifice? And two, you can have anything you want as a man if you're willing to sacrifice. Meaning you're willing to sacrifice doesn't necessarily mean you're sacrificing. Does that make sense? So let me tie that into what she said. Second plate, right? Okay. Now, a guy that's prideful, right, that is hurt, would be like, I ain't second plate to nothing, blah, 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 and whatever the hell. And he misses the point and misses his shot, right? Because let's just say you are second plate to a 10 or a 9 or an 8, or they just a girl you really like, right? In your second choice, yes, but ultimately you get a chance, right? And that's the point, right? If you are willing to sacrifice, you can have anything you want. And again, um, Space Solution going to show you how it's done and why it works. Again, it doesn't really matter what people think, right? Or what. At the end of the day, yes, you were second choice, but did you get what you wanted? That's what it's all about. But again, that's next level stuff. So let's continue.
Do you really only want to be with someone because they felt like they couldn't find anything better than you? Do you really want to be with someone who only came back into your life because their quest for someone better failed? Keep in mind here, too, that there's always
Yes and no. Think about it. Let me rephrase it. Now, this is where I might lose some people, right? But again, think about it. She couldn't find someone better than you. Only proves the point you were the best. Right? Now, yes, you've discovered she sucked, right? And that you are second plate, but at the end of the day, you won. Remember, this is chess between you and her. Forget about everybody else. That's all you need to know. Right after that, be smart. All right. Yes, you were second chance. Yes, she couldn't find better. Yes, she came back crawling. Right. But there she is. And there you are. You make now the rules. You get what you want. Right? Look at it that way. Don't count the cost. Don't take it personal. Right? This is only business. That like just And that's what it is, right? Again, so don't complicate it with the feelings and the self worth and dignity. Do we? Who has dignity? Right? We're all sellouts. Let's face it. It just is what it is, right? Especially like was this badass wrestler, the $1 Million Man, used to say, "Everybody's got a price," and that's a fact, right? It's just again, and it just goes to show you, right? You're all willing to sell out. It's just a matter of the price. Are you willing to sacrifice? That's what that means. So there you go. Let's continue.
There's going to be someone better at something than you. There's going to be someone prettier, smarter,
Yeah.
who makes more money, who
Yep.
drives a better car. I mean, you could go on and on about all the things that you could compare yourself to or that someone else could compare you to. But I do think appreciating
That's
what you
true.
have, being content with what you have, being grateful for the people in your life instead of constantly looking for something better and always feeling unsatisfied is really no way to live your life. And if someone did come back and
You saw the hypocrite right there. Listen to what she said. Right, she threw out the don't do this if if she comes back. She didn't want to be second, and then she goes, "You got to be grateful for what you have." So you see, she understands because she's playing both sides. Remember, she's a two. You got to, oh, well, that's what I'm trying to convey and understand. That's how you can see how they work. Because even if she's in a way showing you behind the curtain, at the end of the day, she's still a two. Understand that you will in due time, but I'm just pointing it out so that it'll make sense for future videos.
into your life after they couldn't find anything better and you are the second choice, who's to say that they're not going to do that again? Or if they do find someone better, they're not just going to leave you in the dust. So, again, I don't want to scare you.
Because of the rules you set the second time. You get a second chance to do it right this time. That's why. Now, if you're going to live in fear, then you're setting yourself up for failure. But that, again, that's for next level.
Or worry you, but these are just things you have to keep in mind when you let someone back into your life who maybe didn't treat you right the first time. And I'll say this too to close this one out. Being satisfied and grateful for what you have instead of constantly looking for something more or something better is something that people fail to do. And I think it's a one-way ticket to an unhappy, unfulfilled life. Number 3 is a little bit more of a positive one here, and that is genuine time to grow. Believe it or not, it does happen, and people will come back into your life for no malicious reasons other than maybe they realized that they needed some time, maybe they needed time to heal and to grow, and now they're ready to, be in a relationship and see where things go. Maybe just
What did I tell you? There you go. This third one, she seems to be taking it lightly, right? It seems like she's like really getting it, right? That she gets it. It's all good. Nothing. No, it's genuine. She threw out this. There's no harsh feelings, right? Because this is the classic woman version of what she's saying, right? How many times have you heard when a woman says, "I need some time. I need some time to give me some time, right? Give me 2 months to go screw some, to go test that other boat because yours is sinking." Right? I'm just gonna go test and see that that boat's better. What do you say? Give me some time. Once she gets her head straight, which is basically version 1 and 2 bundled up into version 3. That's what she's saying. Only now she sugarcoated it in a version that a woman would understand. I'm not kind of setting myself up for that one, right? I get it. Does that mean that I'm no. Anyway, kind of self sabotaging there myself. But anyways, there you go. See, again, it's connected. Just understand that it's all the same thing, just different versions of it. But at the core, there it is. Again, it's the man's point of view, which is why I see it perfectly. But it is what it is. It's the same thing, sugar coated into nice version. Right? Give me some time. Now my head's cleared. But that's version 1 and 2. Just in a woman's point of view, right? One of her twos. So understand that. Right? The other two were her two versions, but I don't want to complicate it, but I could show you how that works. for later again, future videos.
maybe they're coming back for a genuine reason and you don't need to worry. As cliche as it might sound, I do think sometimes people need some time apart to work on themselves, to grow on their own. In
Translation: you need some time apart so that she can forget all the heinous shit you did, and on top of it, she can miss you. But she ain't gonna tell you that because that would be a dead giveaway to reach my level. All right. And again, to throw that out there would betray all the women, right? Because remember, they are still on their team, right? They still are. But she won't tell you what how it really works. That's how it works, right? Again, they're two, right? Which proves again my point, right? If they're two, they need time. Literally need to be away from you to forgive you and come back. Right? There you go. I mean, but again, it's so um it's easy but hard at the same time, right? Because it's like there it is. That's kind of like the big question, right? If any big question anybody's ever had, and they just somebody comes up and says, "Well, the answer is five," right? And you're like, "Hmm, that's it? That's the answer?" Yeah, five. It reminds me of that one scene in that one movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? And they invented this big ass supercomputer, which which took millions of years. It said, "Come back in a year or whatever, millions of years in the future. Come back and I'll have the answer for you. The answer to everything." Right? Sure enough, they come back. They're like, "We're finally made it, right? Civilization. Everybody tuned in to get the great answer of everything." And this computer says, "I've calculated it," and the answer's like 47. Right? And now everybody's sitting there, "What? And that was the answer. However, it wasn't the answer that you wanted to hear." But right to the computer, it was that's it. Calculated the answer to everything, and it was 47. So that's kind of how I feel telling you this great mystery, and then I'm telling you it's number three, and it is, um, and it's more than that, but basically it's number three, right? and and it's just like I feel like that damn computer, right? Like it's like there it is. There's your three, and then everybody else is pissed because they're like, it can't be three. And there you go. We gave you another example of all my shit, right? And now it's hard to explain, but there you go, right? I will though. I'm trying, and I think I'm getting close on at least showing you how it works, right? Because there you go. Random girl answering her questions to the best of her ability, and believe it or not, she's right.
order for something to work out with someone else. And maybe that's not just with you, but with anyone. Maybe, regardless of who they were going to be with, they just needed some time to focus on themselves. Maybe they weren't at a good place. Maybe they weren't ready for a relationship. I mean, the reasons here are endless. I could go on, but those are some common ones that I see. So, again, if this person comes back into your life and wants to give things another shot, I just think it's important that you both are on the same page. I don't think it's healthy or productive to sit around and wait for someone. If that's what has happened to you, I would maybe think twice.
Once again, she explained it to you like a woman. Now let me give you the man's point of view. She said, I don't think it's healthy for you to sit around and wait. Right? When she could have said, it doesn't work for you to sit around and wait because, again, it defeats the purpose. Now, had you paid attention to part one, part two, and part three of her answers, they're all saying the same thing. She left because you sucked. You somehow got better. Now she's back. Right? Or her version 3/2 is she left because you sucked. She sucked too. Now she's back. Right? Do you still suck? Right? Now you're better. So there you go. Again, it's all the same thing, just bundled up in the most simplest form, broken down, built once again by the Space Luchador. There you go. Now, let me connect it with the last thing of her sitting. Don't sit and wait. Meaning, you got a chance to get better. So again, she's saying in her woman mind is do not sit there because when they do come back and it turns out you still suck and suck more because you didn't do nothing as she left, you suck more, right? So that's what she's saying. I think it's healthy if you just sit around and wait because it defeats the purpose once again. Basically, she came back to see if your body's laying down, right, face down on the water. She just wanted to see I was right. Or to her surprise, not only you got, not only did you not sink, but you got a better boat, right? And and there you go, right? And new fishing shit to fish. But again, um, it really is, it really is that simple. Um, and it's amazing to me. It did take me a long time to really get it and understand it, and to become this level of connecting the dots. For me, it's so simple now. It's so fluent. I get it, right? I can actually use it now. Like it's amazing, right? Superpowers. But again, um, we'll get it together, right? Again, if you like the video, give me a like. I'm cheap plug here, right? Give me some more subscriptions, and trust me, you will learn a thing or two, and you'll get better, right? And it's all in the end, it's good for everybody. Trust me.
Twice about it, you can miss out on so many amazing opportunities or people because you're sitting around and waiting for someone that you don't even know is going to show up or come
There you
back
go.
around. So I would never recommend.
Let me give you a little spoiler alert, and right, believe it or not, what she said there, right? It's the you have to understand it. You have to almost have a new fish in the bucket when she comes back. You have to have it. Now I know how it sounds, right? Don't sound like a good message, but believe it or not, they need it. Which again, I'll in due time I will explain.
Recommend doing that, but maybe if you both took some time to work on yourselves and things end up coming back together, that's up to you. And don't forget here that the most important relationship you will ever have in your entire life with anyone is the relationship that you have with yourself, and that kind of sets the stage and sets the
What did
tone
I
for
been
every other
say?
relationship that you have in your life. So if this person wasn't at a good place with
You
themselves,
got to
there's
master
no way that they
yourself.
could be a great partner to you. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Again, not everyone comes back from malicious intentions. I think sometimes space and time to grow and to heal on your own is incredibly important
space.
and makes you a better friend or daughter or brother or partner in this case. All right, number 4 is your
Amazing commercial. Oh,
one new. And I wish this one wasn't the case. It's kind of one of those.
did I beat her to the punch? There you go. Once again, I told you it's like it's all right there. All right. You're with someone new. What did I say? A fish in the bucket, and she comes back. You got another fish, right, where her spot was. Believe it or not, she's more of a man than you are. That she would respect you for it. And that's the difference. That's what I've been trying to like explain. And that's where I lose a lot of guys because they refuse to believe that concept of how she can be more of a man than you. It's why is she more of a man than you? Because she's accepting a challenge. And not only that, she almost wants it. Right? And men, that's that you don't want that challenge. You don't want it. Trust me. Right? No. Guys don't want that. You come back and there's a there you go, another fisherman. Not only does he have his shitty ass hook, line and sinker on your fish, but he's got her filleted spread eagle. Anyways, I ain't gonna take it there for but you get the picture. All right, you don't want that. All right. So there you go. A man's worst fear. There it is.
those shake my head type of scenarios, but it definitely happens. Maybe she saw you post a picture
That
with a new
happens.
girl, or she heard through the grapevine that you're with someone new, and
Yep.
now all of a sudden she's into you again. If
Yep.
this has ever happened to you, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to.
I call it the baby's ball. But that's for another video again. But see, there you go. Again, I shows you once again all the stuff that I have, right, to offer. And I'm going to start getting it out there as I grow. But yeah, I call it the baby's ball. And I'll explain that in the baby's ball video. So look forward to that.
Hear your personal stories about this one because sadly, I think it happens a lot more common than we think. And a big reason is because I don't know if
Universal.
men are necessarily this way as much as women are, but when a woman sees a guy she used to talk
What did I say? There you once again. Man, I'm good. So look, and what I said, and she slided in too, which again is just like just like nothing, right? Like it's the most common things. Like it doesn't necessarily happen to men, but with women, and there you go. What did I say? She needs the fish in the bucket when she comes back. She needs it, wants it damn near, right? But again, that's next level stuff. You ain't ready for that yet. But yeah, I will show you. So let's continue.
to, or maybe a guy that really liked her but she didn't give him a chance with another girl, it makes him seem like a more suitable partner because he was able to get another girl.
What
If
did
that
I
makes
say?
sense, and makes her
Makes perfect sense to Space Luchador. You ain't alone. Well, at least now I'm not alone this show. She gets it. I get it. All right, now it's time for all of you out there. You're going to get it in due time if I do my job correctly.
view him in a more positive light. I know that sounds messed up because, quite frankly,
It does sound messed up. You can almost say it's predictable, which you can almost say it was the Matrix. Right there you go again. Once again, there's your proof.
it is. But I think a lot of girls operate like that. And to give you
Not a lot, all of them. And I know that that's a big ass statement, but they do, just at different levels. Different levels. Some are more high tuned, some are more like in the middle, some are really anti this shit. But at the end of the day, they all have a button which you can just press, and like clockwork, you get everything she's saying. Guaranteed. But you have to find the button, right? It takes work, it really does. But again, I know I've been promising this whole damn video, but you will learn in due time.
an example, I mean, think about a guy that, maybe isn't that attractive. Maybe he doesn't have that much going for him. Everyone's kind of wondering how the heck he's pulling all these hot girls. But he continues to get the hot girls because the new hot girls or the other
Exactly. Now she beat me to it, but I'm gonna say it here. So I was gonna do this whole video of how you fish properly, um, and nobody wants to really do this one. It kind of snowballs, but this is the key. How do you catch the best fish in the world? Well, with bait. And guess what the bait is? Another great fish. I know how it sounds, but yes, you put your little fish in a hook, throw it in the ocean, and you get a bigger fish. You get that big fish, put it in a hook, throw it in the ocean, and you get a bigger fish. You throw that fish, and now you have a whale. And basically, that's how it works. But again, are you willing to sacrifice? Do you have what it takes? Right? That's what makes it hard.
other hot girls are seeing that he got the attractive girls.
Yep.
And it's just like a cycle that keeps on going. So
Snowball.
the same thing can kind of be said here. When they see you with someone new, maybe this
What
is
did I
someone that
say?
didn't even give you a chance. Maybe you really liked her and she kept shooting you down or putting
Yep.
you in the friend zone. And then she sees you with someone new and all of a sudden she's into you. You're like, what the heck? This one,
It's not what the heck. It's a combination of the baby's ball, the fish bait, all of the Space Luchador tips and tricks, which I know I've been lagging it, right? But some of them are out there. You can look it up on my profile, right? I got the fire with fire, going in circles, the spoon, relationships explained through math. 1 plus 2 is equals 3. You can look them up. All right, you can start seeing those for now, right? But I'm telling you, there's the whiteboard, all sorts of stuff that will show you everything that she's saying. She's correct. It's just a matter of a combination of all of these puzzle pieces that I've been telling you about, right? I've been trying to tell you about this whole time.
And I do think often stems from jealousy or insecurity or them wanting the attention
Yeah,
that you're not giving them anymore and now you're giving to someone else and they don't want you to be giving that attention to someone else, so they swoop back in
baby's
hoping to
ball.
get that from you again. I reacted to a TikTok about this once, and basically this girl was saying how much it sucks when a guy who you were never going to give a chance stops giving you attention and starts seeing someone else. Like, sometimes they literally
You heard that? Well, it's the baby's ball, right? It's like, yeah, you can care less about this guy, right? About the ball. But as soon as you see some other sorry ass baby touching your ball, now you run to defend it with your life. That's basic. Oh, I kind of spoiled my damn baby's ball. But well, anyways, in my video of the baby ball, I'll probably do it next because I spoiled it in this one. So I'll get deep into that and how it works, why it works, how you could use it to your advantage, right? Once you understand it. And again, another tool. It is what it is. So don't become the better bachelor, whining, moaning, and bitching about how women this and he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. But it's that simple, right? It really is. It's just trying to be. They can't let go of the white knight because the white knight wants to defend their honor when you clearly see, um, they're just a fish. And again, I know how it sounds, and she knows how it sounds, and it sounds bad, but it is what it is.
really just want your attention. They don't even want to date you. They don't see any.
There you go. They don't even want your attention. Hell, they can care less about you. It's all about ego, right? Ego and attention. But again, it goes back to the original thing that I was saying, right? Your plan B, you're just a side thing, and because her little ego was hurt, now she's gonna give you a chance, not because of you, but because of the other fish. How dare this bitch, right? Basically, fool around with this dude I can care less about. He was my dude that meant nothing, but because she wants it, right? Now I'm gonna give all my good stuff to this sorry ass dude I didn't care about in the first place. Because it ain't about him, it's about her. But to this I say, to you I say this. If you're that guy and you know this, should it matter to you? No. You got two great fishes arguing over you, right? In your bucket, on your boat. Now it's up to you to do what you were meant to do. However, right, I the reason that guy sucks is because he doesn't understand this, right? He ain't worthy for these two fishes. And of course he's gonna drop the damn ball. So again, baby's ball, there you go. Trailer. Yeah, and I'm gonna do it next because I just spoiled it here, so that's probably my next video after this one. So let's continue.
Anything serious with you. They don't see anything long term or anything forming. They just
Shouldn't
really
matter. Relevant.
genuinely want your attention, which in that case, know when you're the attention guy, know when you're the fill in guy, because I would hate to see any of you get
You heard that? How is it possible that women get it? Or can it be that they knew this all along? Yes, of course. Again, it's like the answer 47. Like the answer I give you. It's 3. Right? It is. It really is. Right? That's just the way it is. Right? That's how it works. It's just you just have to understand it. Now, again, what she is saying is doesn't matter. You just need to understand you're either the side piece, right? You're the substitute, right? You're the charity case, right? It don't matter. You have to know where you stand, and then you go ahead and change your little pieces so you can change your positions. Remember, you have the power to become what you want to become. Once you understand all this, right? But you have to start somewhere. It shouldn't matter where. Point is that you're pointing for the stars, as they say, right? You're heading up, even if you start from the shittiest position, right? But again, I'll help you with that. So let's continue.
taken advantage of. And same thing could be said for girls. Guys do it too. So keep this in mind. But yeah, this is
We do.
a rough one that I wish didn't happen, but it definitely does. So again, let me know down in the comments if this has ever happened to you.
Clear tonight with a low near 40.
Another commercial.
The list here today, number 5 is second guessing and regret, which is for a lot of different reasons, but kind of ties in together a lot of.
You heard that? It's basically again a repeat of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only this time it's like it's the regret. Well, she turns out she did like you, or actually she did care about you. And once she realized that you weren't in the picture, it kind of enforced that she did care about you, and now she regrets her decision because she was wrong all along. But again, it goes back to 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Same thing, different story, but it's the same thing, right? Different soup. All right. Well, actually, no, I kind of botched that. It's like a soup, right? What's the difference between cutlet soup? You ever notice that, right? Now, I know it's like a random thing to say, but I always look at the at soup, right? Noodles, and there's like green color and blue color. Like there's no difference in the damn flavor. It's just a different color. But that's the point. The same example, right? You eating blue soup with with chicken, right? And now you get the mixed soup that has like that greenish blue and some white soup, but the soup tastes the same. It's just a different ass color, but it's the exact same thing, and which is what I'm trying to explain here. But I guess I went on a rant. So let's continue.
The reasons I talked about on this list today. One thing I've noticed is that people have become a lot less confident in the choices that they make, whether
He's right, but it's not that they become less confident. What she's not telling you is that women were not. I'm not gonna say it like that, but their decision making can go both ways, and it can change from one day. It could go this way. On the next day, she's going this way. Hell, the same day, she could go both ways. Believe it or not. However, here's where it gets crazy. Because what's happening now, and I could tie this in, and I know a lot of you out there ain't gonna like it, especially the guys, but believe it or not, you guys out there are not, it's not that you're not getting it or that it got different, but rather you are now becoming a number two. And I know how it sounds, but you're becoming, for the, I hate to use the word on you, but you're becoming a bitch. You just are. So it's not that you're confident in decision making, but rather now you're doing what they're doing. You're going this way today, you're going that tomorrow. You're doing the two-way thing, right? Because you're basing all your damn sorry ass decisions on your emotions. And guess who do that? Women do that. So if you start doing that, well, guess what? You are becoming a two, only you're supposed to be a one. You can never become a two, but the fact that you're acting like a two, you become less than a one. You're a negative two. Right? But anyways, again, that's well, you know, I get passionate, but that's what's going on. And I know you don't like it. Just just if all else fails, do not act like a bitch. That's it. Right? Just keep that in mind.
it be buying something at the grocery store. Again, there was a study done with honey at a supermarket, and the people who had more choices of honey were less confident in their decision, and the people with less choices were more confident in the decision they make because there was less choices. So
That's a you know what? That's a perfect example. Now let me translate it. Man's point of view. Did you hear what she said? Let me slow it down. She said there was a study made that because there was more choices of honey, it became a bit, hard to make a decision. Now, how do you connect that in the relationship world? Well, this is how good the space luchador is. Check it out. All right, you got a guy. What's the difference between a guy and a woman? Right? with her example. A woman has infinite choices. Now you can see how her example makes perfect sense why women can't make a choice. Now, let me show you the man's. Man, how many choices, right? How many options as a guy do you have in the dating world? Do you have infinite choices? Or do you barely have a damn shot? Forget about the choice. You barely have a shot. So there you go. You're a perfect decision making machine. But sadly, you got no options. So, perfect example. And I just broke it down to you in the man's point of view. So I hope it makes sense. If you like that example, comment down below. You don't agree with it, comment down below, right? Give me a like if you liked it, right? There you go. I mean, there it is. Again, once again, um, broken down in the most simplest form. But there you go. Right there, perfect example. And she gave a good example with the honey. And that's a real study, apparently, to her.
So, as silly as that sounds, the same thing can be said for relationships. If
Yes.
someone has a ton of options and they choose one person, they might not be as confident in their decision as someone who had
Perfect
way
example.
less options would be. So, I think that this is, again, perpetuating this constant indecisiveness, this constant second guessing ourselves and the choices that we make, and putting so much emphasis on if this person is the one and all this made up.
You heard that? Is this person the one? That's your goal. Okay. Did you hear the choices? There you go. I mean, it's explained so simple that it's so hard, right? And again, that's where that's why it gets that's why people just they refuse to get it, right? And some people that do get it, they don't believe it. They need more. I guess they need not only do you need they need one thing is to get it and understand it. Then it's you have to master it because believe it or not, it's not like you could just control your emotions willy nilly. That's why everybody, all this stupid shit's going on in the world. All right, all these bad decisions based on emotion. So let's continue.
Bullcrap that's just made to sell movies and Hallmark cards, but nonetheless, more options tend to make people less confident in their decisions. There's the whole aspect of social media and comparison online and comparing our partners to these little parts of other relationships or people that we see online that we
Yeah.
idolize or that we put up on a pedestal when we don't even see their failures or their hard days or
Yep.
the parts that aren't perfect that aren't
Or the work, right? Because some of us guys look at some guys and like, damn man, why does he have her? Well, believe it or not, he did something. It's not like she. I mean, sometimes they do fall in your lap. Doesn't mean that just because you see a guy with a 10, doesn't mean he knows what to do with a 10. But again, that's your homework for today. So, I always leave homework. But there you go. Um, let's see how much more. Oh, damn, I probably made this for all this claim of me making short videos, and I'm always making these long ass
aren't being
videos.
put online. So I do think social media and this constant kind of comparison game can be detrimental to relationships. And again, our inability to feel confident about the decisions that we're making for a
Yes, unless you realize the truth. You can't compare yourself to anybody because you're not them, just as them are not you. Once you understand that, and that is the hardest part, you realize that as a man, you are not competing with men. You're competing with yourself. But again, it's one of those things. It's hard to finally master it. Get it.
something as big as a life partner. So hate to see it. And for this one, I would tell all of you that someone who is wishy washy is quite frankly not the move. You don't want to be with someone who is hot and cold with you, who, is obsessed with you one minute and then
And this is where, I think she loses, guys. But again, Space Luchador's here to show you that at the end of the day, she can't help it. She's a two. She has to throw the disclaimer at the end of this basically very telling video, right? She told you the truth, and then she has to just She has to stay face because she's a two. She has to stay face. Otherwise, she would ruin it for herself. And her number two, or one of her twos, don't want that, don't need it, don't serve the purpose. So she has to throw the disclaimer, right? Somebody that's cold and hot, and what the hell was one, two, three, four, and five? If not the hot and cold game of chess, right? Not checkers.
like doesn't know how they feel about you the next. I think it's important to find someone who's consistent. And
That's a woman. And what she's describing is a man, right? Or at least what women want in a man. Be consistent. Consistent, right? Not wishy washy, because wishy washy reflects, right? It reflects in the mirror to them because that's their job. But again, that's next level stuff. But I hope now it's starting to click. You're starting to pay attention. You're starting to get it, right? And don't think that the space luchador is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, right? There it is. Giving you the examples needed, right? So that we can move on to bigger and better things, right? But there it is. I can show you everything that I've been saying and the disclaimer and that she's a two and why you need to be the one.
And of course, the longer you're in a relationship, throughout the duration of your relationship will go through highs and lows, and you're not always going to be at those high points. Things aren't always going to be sunshine and rainbows and perfect, but it's important to find someone who's willing to put in the work and the effort and to be consistent with you.
Heard that? That's her version of a man.
You should want to be with someone who is sure about you and not just coming back because you were their second option. If you're someone's second option or
You got to understand that she's giving you the secrets, but at the same time, she's telling you, right, what she wants because that's what she understands. And the only reason she knows all the so called secrets is because she's a two herself. That's why. All right? It's not because she's brilliant, right? Or she's some sort of mastermind, master psychologist like the space luchador himself, but rather because she plays the game that she was meant to play. Put it that way, right? So she has to get it because it's just, you can almost say she was programmed to do. And it sucks. I don't want to use it, which is why I'm hesitant. But damn near that's what it is. All right, it's just biology. It just is, right? Just like the fishes in the river. Every year have to go down the hardest, the hardest against the current to go lay some damn eggs. You would think that if, right, if they forget about smart, you would think somebody would say, "Man, enough. Why can't we just lay a damn egg where we're at? Why the hell have to do all this damn work to go right against stream to lay some damn eggs? And I might not even make it." But there you go. It's almost like they were programmed to do it. But anyways, again, that's next level shit. So there you go. So you go. Another video by the Space Luchador broken down. And it's satisfying. And I like again. I want to build right the channel, get it bigger, make my full blown again podcast. I've been saying this a lot, but I do. I believe I can make this better, right? Better. I'm not satisfied with this camera, right? So I'm working on that. But there you go. Um, if you want to support this space, give me your subscription, share, like, of course, right? Comment, that helps too. Any questions, you can put them down there, right? In the comments, or you can email me a question, and I'll show you. I'll show you how it works, and hopefully, and this is for better good, not for bad, not for tyranny, right? It's for good. So, Let's continue. Let's finish this video up. Let's see.
backup choice, you shouldn't want to be their choice at all. So again, I think people, break up with someone or end things with someone, and then all the reasons on this list combined make people second guess their choice or regret their decision.
See, it's the little things that you throw. How she, you see how women. This is what they do, right? And I know I'm sounding not like the better, but this is what they do. But this is what they do. It really is, right? It's all the whole list bundled into one. You notice she threw it in there like swift, and kind of just got to she had to throw it in there, right? She can't help it. She has to throw the disclaimer. But that's what it is. She showed you her cards without showing you, and she has to take them back, right? She has to stay face. That's why that's so important. Staying face. Believe it or not, it's really, really important in this game of chess.
Or maybe they thought they were going to find someone better and they didn't. I mean, so many things go into this one, but I think this kind of ties up everything on the list today. So guys, if you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and
Yeah, what she said. Only do it for the space luchador. Yeah, let's see.
subscribe to my channel to be in
Subscribe to my channel. Yep.
the loop for when I release
Hit the little bell
new content. Let me know
so
in
that
the
you can
comments
be,
below.
you can be told on the latest Space Luchador video. So I'm gonna get you better stuff, right? Because I'm gonna start doing some of my stuff. Because some of these breaking down of these videos are pretty time consuming. I believe what's crazy is I don't realize it, right? I don't realize it until I'm probably done recording. I'm like, oh damn, it's like 2 hour long video, and I thought it was just like maybe 20 minutes at the most. But there you go. That shows you I'm passionate about this. I really like it. It fascinates me because um, it really is bigger than you think. It's not all about just relationship. It's made me discover bigger and crazier things that I really want to show everybody out there in due time. And yeah, so let's go ahead and end this one. So that's it for this one. Space Luchador out. Look forward to the next one. I'm probably gonna do the baby's ball, like I said, and I'll have that up shortly. So I'll see you on the next video.